Hi, welcome to gardenville.tv, and this morning we are planting little baby onions because we're going to grow them. So tell me, Susan, how are we going to do this?
Okay, these are winter onions. There are certain varieties that will overwinter. These are radar. We plant them much as you would ordinary when you're planting other onions in the spring. We've fertilised the bed first with a general purpose.
Okay, so the soil looks good, doesn't it,
Soil
Susan?
is good.
Yeah, good, healthy looking soil.
Get rid of weeds, keep them weed free.
Yeah.
And really what we'll do is we're going to make it just a track down here.
Okay, so you make a track with your trowel.
Well, I make it with a trowel or the end of a spade or handle or something. The reason being that I want to just set these in, because if you push them into the ground, you may damage the root plate, which is the root end there.
Oh, right, okay, so it would be delicate enough, would it?
Yeah, you don't want to sort of jam them in.
Right,
and then you
okay.
See the sort of top as though you were...
So that's the top of it, and that's the root.
Yeah, that's the root, yeah.
Okay,
so
I am
go
learning.
in like that, and about 5 inches apart.
5 inches apart, and of course you do say you can have a trowel with measurements on
Measurements,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm dreadful. I don't put a line down, I guess, so everything's wobbly. And
yeah, but you're an expert, so
well,
it's
no,
okay
I don't
for you
say
to
that.
guess. But the likes of me now, you know. Now, how long will these onions take to grow?
Now, these will be ready before the other ones you come in. So in the summer, these will be ready. You can, in the spring, when they're little small things, eat them as spring onions if you want to.
Right.
But they'll be in that little bit before your main crop onions that you put in the spring. They'll be in sort of early to midsummer.
Okay, and they're lovely big juicy onions, are they?
Yeah, they're nice sort of onions. But when you know onions are ready, when the leaves start to go yellow,
you know that
they're beginning to be ready. So when the
Great
leaves die back, then you just loosen them with a fork and pull them. And then you have to let them dry out before you store them. I mean, you can use them fresh, obviously.
Why is that?
But if you try and store them before they've dried, generally you put them on a rack or just lay them on the ground outside to dry. Otherwise, they'll just rot and go yucky. And
oh, so the drying out actually preserves them?
Yeah, it's for storing them.
Okay, okay. So this is great. We're looking forward to munching these onions now next year. If we have a very cold January and February now, because we're doing this at the end of November and our weather has been extraordinary. It's a bit early for me to be saying such a big word. Mild at the moment. What's the story?
Now, in a way, you just leave a little tip out.
I'm
now,
intrigued. Yeah, you're leaving a little tip here. Do you see that?
Just leave the tip showing. Now what you need to do is check that these haven't been pulled out by birds or anything, in which case you have spare ones to put in or you resettle them in.
Okay, so the birds actually will see these, will they?
Well, we hope they won't. They may not here.
Yeah, okay.
It can happen.
And you leave the tips out for the light, I presume?
Yeah, you just leave that's the growing bit that the leaves are going to come out from. So
yeah,
and you
so
know the way
it's like a bulb.
When the onions are growing, most of the onion is above the ground.
Yes.
And the leaves are
right, okay. And right. Most of the onion, and where are the leaves then?
The leaves will be coming out here.
Right, okay.
And when you see the onion growing, I mean, it's swelling above the ground as opposed to in the ground.
I see, okay.
So that's...
And do you need to water these or anything, Susan?
You will need to, yes, you'll need it in the summer if it's dry, you know, but it won't be dry in the winter. But you will need to water them and keep them weed free, because they need all the nourishment they can get. They don't want to be competing with weeds.
Okay, okay.
And I'd probably myself now will give them maybe another little top dressing of fertiliser in the sort of late spring, early summer.
Okay.
Or in the spring, or even occasional water with a liquid.
Right, to make sure they don't dry out.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that very interesting? And of course, you know, this all goes into our growing your own vegetables and having your own food which is away from sprays. It's very therapeutic to come out and do your own growing, isn't it?
Hugely. The exercise you get is
brilliant.
Just fantastic.
Well,
and
we've
the
had a
fresh
busy
air.
morning this morning with our wheelbarrow and digging and everything, so it's really good for you. So do go ahead and try growing your own vegetables and stick with us at Gardenville, because we're growing everything. We will teach you how to grow anything and everything. And if you're keen on growing yourself, come and join us at gardenville.tv. We'd love to hear from them, wouldn't we, Susan?
Yeah, and it's surprising what you can achieve in even a small space with growing stuff for yourself.
Yeah, so www.gardenville.tv. Come on and join us. Until the next time.